left back I was, just because my big brother was a goalie. And then he said he didn't want to be a goalie, so someone had to go in goal, and he bullied me into it again. So, thanks, Stu. So the first club was Ipswich. I was lucky enough to come through the ranks, be a homegrown player. And like we're trying to do at this club, have people come through the EDS and the academy. It's such a great feeling to play for your hometown team, or the team that developed you. So I can see great similarities in what this club's trying to produce. I tell you, one that I do remember quite vividly is I played for England 16s and in a penalty shootout. I saved 3 on the trot in the penalty shootout, but we still went out anyway. So I was devastated, but I do remember saving a couple then. My first football shirt was an Ipswich Town shirt, and during the war when I used to watch them, as the lads would tell you, I had a Romeo Zondervan number 4 shirt. I think they only had number 4s in the sports shop that I went to, so he was my pick. I'd have said the first person to talk about football was my older brother. He was the one. We were interested in motorbikes as a kid, and he was the one who wanted to take up football. And being the older brother, he bullied me into it. And fortunately, it's worked out quite well. I remember crying in a game actually once, about 14. I was doing quite well, and they said the England select was watching me, and someone had a shot, and I thought it was going wide, and I sort of let it go and turned around, and the ball's gone straight in the net, and I just couldn't control it. I thought, that's it, I've ruined every chance. But fortunately, I made it into the final 16 at the end, so I was quite lucky. The first football game that I can really remember attending was a game with Ipswich Town versus Blackburn Rovers, and the goalkeeper at that time for Blackburn was Terry Geno, and he had an unbelievable game, and that really stood out in my mind. I remember seeing him make loads of saves. First football idol. So I was a big Ipswich fan, so I liked Craig Forrest, who was the goalie, but at the time it was Peter Shilton, who was the England goalkeeper, who, you know, his records were phenomenal, and playing for England week in, week out, you know, he was someone that I admired. My first truly friend is still my best friend now. He didn't make it as a professional. We grew up together. There was a lad called Daniel Eaton, who I've known all for years and years, still speak to him now. And he's actually got a son now who's at Norwich City, pushing himself, and he's in their EDS squad. So you might have to keep an eye out for him. I think he scored against our EDS last season. So not a bad player, Jamie Eaton Collins. My first full international game was one full of emotions, full of everything. I just won the playoffs with Ipswich, and I made my debut against Malta. Gave away 2 penalties, fortunately saved 1. I think I scored the first one because it clipped the post, hit my head and went in. So it was a baptism of fire. Fortunately I had another one, so it was nice to not just finish on that one game.
Yeah. Obviously it's not a big club in Argentina, or people cannot recognize that club. But I'm always say the same. For me,